Good afternoon and welcome to our podcast. We are the Teenage Podcasters and we're here to talk about the role of teenagers in the new normal. Before we start, I want you guys to first introduce yourselves. My name is Alanis Baron.
I am Myla May Quizan.
I am Kaela Dawat.
I am Mark de la Cruz.
And hi, I am Angeline Arguelles. So yeah, we are still in quarantine. And I want to know, how are you guys feeling?
I am good.
I'm
I'm
fine.
okay.
I'm a bit nervous right now.
Me too, me too.
Okay.
Are you guys still okay with this setup?
Yeah.
Yes, maybe
Sometimes it
sometimes.
depends.
Depend.
Yeah. What are the things that help you fight boredom during quarantine? Hmm? What are
For me,
your hobbies?
for me, the things that helped me to fight boredom during quarantine was watching movies, doing TikTok dances, um, play with my pet, spend time with my family, and playing computer games.
I
What about
also
ya?
play video games.
Same.
Ah,
It is really fun, but
and stress-free.
stress sometimes.
Because of the
Especially
lag.
when you're losing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about the others?
How about the others?
Um, I also watch Netflix a lot and I listen to a lot of music, but I have no genre in particular that I listen to.
I see.
For me, I also do my favorite hobbies like watching Netflix, my favorite movies and series.
Oh,
Oh,
mm.
what about you, Mark Joseph?
I played a lot of video games and that's all that I
Give,
did during this quarantine.
give one video games that you play.
I play a lot of Mobile Legends.
Oh,
Wow.
Mobile Legends.
Ah,
So,
That's good.
I play Wild Rift. Mm, yeah.
okay, next.
Next.
What are your realizations in the new normal? Did you learn something from it, especially this 2020?
Yeah, I learned a
Uh,
For me, I realized that I need to save money
Yes,
and spend
same.
Me too.
and spend time to other family members like my cousin, And the thing that I learned was be content what you have. And COVID-19 had helped me to remember what I am and what I am grateful for.
For
Um,
me, I realized that we should take care of our health, not only mentally, but not only physically, but also mentally.
I totally agree with Micah's answer. I realized that things change and we have to cherish every moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of things have changed when COVID 19 came. There were some negative and positive outcomes. This also includes the online classes that started during August or September. So I asked some teenagers to ask us some questions for our podcast. What is the first question, Mark?
The first question is, how have you been handling your mental health during this pandemic? Well, I've kept myself entertained during this quarantine by doing the things I enjoy doing, like playing video games, watching anime series, and spending time with my family. This helped me relax my mind to the point that I've already forgotten that I am literally in a pandemic right now. How about you guys?
For me, it was not easy because I'm always having a mental breakdown during pandemic. And my only way to avoid that was to spend time with my friends, talk to my family members, and play with my pet. That's it. What about the others?
For me, I usually do the things I love and my hobbies that kept me not work that kept me um on the spot, and I'm doing those things for me to forget about all the things happening today. especially the COVID-19.
Okay, the second question is, what are the challenges that you are facing during this quarantine? I think the problems that I've encountered the most during this quarantine are stress and anxiety. Actually, I think all of us have experienced this. It's been really hard to cope with our current situation, especially when we have a lot going on in our minds. We worry about our health because of the spreading virus, and we worry about our schoolwork and the never ending tasks they give us. Juggling these thoughts in our minds every day can be really stressful and draining. I've actually experienced a lot of panic attacks and mental breakdowns, and had a hard time sleeping because of thinking too much. I knew that I was stressing myself out to the point that there was 1 week where I couldn't do anything. I was behind on schoolwork, but I couldn't do anything about it because I was too tired. I kept worrying about everything that I forgot to pay attention to my own mental health. So I decided to look for things that could help me cope. I deleted my social media accounts and I spent time with my family. I talked to my friends and I also tried meditating. Doing these helped me realize that resting is not something I do too often, and you should not be guilty about resting your mind once in a while because it's just as important as our other tasks. What about you guys?
I agree with Alani's answer. There are days that we need to rest, and because we are getting drained in this pandemic, we experience anxiety and stress, and there are nights that we can't sleep because there are things that running in in our minds. That's it.
So, for me, the challenge that I faced during quarantine was the adjustment to stay at home.
Yes, I agree.
What about the others, guys?
One challenge that I have encountered this quarantine is gaining a lot of weight. In the span of
Ah,
almost a year of quarantine, I gained like, I think, 44 pounds,
Ooh,
something like that. And this made me insecure about myself.
wow.
But I'm trying my best to overcome this challenge.
yeah.
Mm, for me, the challenges that I've encountered is the online schooling. For me, online schooling is really not for me because I am an extrovert person. I love socializing, but in this quarantine, I wasn't able to socialize with my friends. Yeah, that is the challenge for me. So, the next question is during online class, what are the advantages and disadvantages of this setup? As I said, the disadvantage is we are not able to socialize with our friends. And I think that being not able to socialize with them help made us away and far from them, and we are not able to be that close, and I think for me it will be awkward meeting them again. So that is the disadvantage for me. But the advantage for me is I was able to make up more time for myself. I was able to discover my talents and the things I like. I never knew that I would love music. Before I only just sing and listen to it, but there was no meaning. But today it has meaning. And I also discovered that I love sports. I love doing it. It made me lose my mind. So how about you guys?
The advantage went, and the advantage on the online class was our study will continue. Will still continue. And the disadvantage was online class required that find your own path to learning.
I agree with your opinion. I think one of the advantage of having online classes is it gives us an opportunity to keep on studying rather than settling for an academic freeze. And I think that one disadvantage is leaving some students behind because we are citizens of a developing country, which means that some of us students don't have the access to the internet world, and it's just sad to think about them not given the opportunity to study for a whole academic year.
For the last question, what do you think is the role of the teenagers in this new normal? Okay, for me, I think the role of the teenagers in this new normal was you need to be more observant of what's happening to our environment. Keep you updated with what's happening. What about the others? You,
I
Myla.
I think despite the situation, we still need to study and learn, not only by online classes, but by the things that we are discovering. And since we are in the new generation, we need to be aware of all the happenings because we are more updated than other people. I think our role is to use our voice to speak for justice and prejudice. I also observed that when this pandemic came, we began to use social media as our voice.
Hmm. Hmm. Well,
As for me, I think our role in this pandemic, I think we should follow the regulations that is given by the government, and because it is our way of helping our community, and by following this, we can patiently wait for the vaccine, and be disciplined so that there are no more people who is going to lose their lives.
I agree with Angeline. But besides waiting for the vaccine, I think it's best to follow the proper protocols, especially when we go outside. We should wear a mask, wear a shield, and bring sanitizer. And social distancing. Uh, Waiting for the vaccine will not be the main solution to the problem, but following the proper protocols are.
hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Um, I think the best tip to follow when encountering any of the problems mentioned is to believe in yourself and trust that these obstacles are only temporary and we can overcome them. Having this mindset will motivate you to get up and be productive every day. But you should always remember that we should take care of ourselves and take a break whenever we feel like we need to. What about you guys? Do you have any tip to motivate
Um,
Oh,
other
for
teenagers?
me, I agree with you, but I also think that we should look forward in the future. We should know, learn and be motivated that there is hope. We just need to live up and think for the positive side, and live up and strive for the future.
yeah.
Yes.
For me,
Yes.
even when we're facing at the pandemic, if you can study, just keep studying and don't stop chasing your dreams even when you're experiencing the pandemic. What about
I just want to say that it may be tough right now, but we'll get through this soon and we'll rejoice once this is all over. Just stay inside your homes and wear your masks if you need to go outside. That's all.
I think that we need to be safe and we will get through this. That's all. Now that we are going to end this podcast, we hope that you enjoyed and learned something in this video. We want to see you again. Thank you and
Bye.
goodbye.
Hi.
Bye.
2,000 years later.
Oo, medyo
Nasaya,
masay.
nasayanin. Hindi
Ngayon
na
ko lang
nag-leave.
nakita ang mga mukha niya. Charot.
Nasayanin, no? Hindi na nag-leave.
Oo, nakakita. Hanggang pagtulog ha.
Hanggang pagtulog.